Hello. This video is not a video on how to bake a cake. This is also not a video on how not to bake a cake. This is a video about something it's an experiment on cakes, instructions, and recipes in general. So a lot of times you have to cook something, you just follow a recipe, you just kind of like do it in order. But a lot of times you don't know why. And you're not supposed to break the rules. But if you do, what happens? Do you go to jail? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bake a cake and not follow the instructions at all. Not even look at them. So right now I have this cake mix here. I have not looked at the instructions. I refuse to look at the instructions. And I'm just going to guess how to do everything. What's going to happen is I'm going to bake this cake. I'm going to guess the whole time, and it's going to come out perfect and tasty. Something good about if you get cake for free, it tastes better, right? But if you work hard for a cake, it kind of is like, work hard for the cake. So it's like, there's a balance between this. What if I could make a cake with 15% of the effort, but 85% of the taste, and still have it taste good? So that's what I'm going to do today. I think. We're going to see. Don't know how to do this. Just going along with it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat this oven. Don't know what temperature. Oh, let me just make a statement by throwing out the box. Haven't looked at the back of the box yet. Okay? Don't know what's in the box, but I took this thing out of it. I'm just going to throw it away. Don't know anything else. Don't need it. Rules are for nerds. Don't need rules. Yeah, people tell you what to do. If you don't know why you do it, then it's stupid. You want freedom and stuff. You gotta, it's like, like Henry David Thoreau, that guy with neckbeard in the woods. He would tell you how to think for yourself and be free. But if you followed his advice, you weren't actually thinking for yourself. You were just doing what he told you to do. And thinking you were thinking for yourself, right? He was creating an army of like sissy opposite thinkers or whatever. I'm going to preheat this oven. Don't know what temperature. I'm just going to hit the first number that I see. Okay, that number was 350. Just, okay, that sounds good. I don't know. Sounds good to me. Preheating. Cool. Now let's get to the mixing. Step 2. We already just preheated the oven. Step 1. Step 2. This is a chocolate cake because it looks chocolate. So we need something to put this in. We need a bowl. It's a bowl. And we need something to mix. Here's a mixing device. Okay. Now step, what are the ingredients in the cake? Let me think. Grabbing some eggs. Don't know how many. Just gonna guess. Okay, I grabbed 3 eggs because that's how many can fit in one hand. I tried grabbing 4, but it was falling out. And I think a handful of eggs is the correct number. Remember, just guess everything. All that matters. So I'm going to put these in this bowl. Alright. Okay, eggs have been cracked and they're in the bowl. I took out all the shell. So now you can beat these, I guess, if you want to. Technically, I guess you don't have to beat the eggs. You could just leave them. I don't beat them. The cake would kind of look like, when I want scrambled eggs or an omelet, it would come out more like fried eggs, I think. So I think that's why I want to beat them. Again, I don't know. I'm just guessing. And you should too. Next, need water. I don't have any water, but I have milk. So I also don't know how much milk to add. If any milk. Don't know. It's up to me. I'm just doing whatever I want. So I'm just going to guess. Just going to guess how much milk. That was probably enough. Maybe a little more. Yeah, sure, why not? Having a good time. Just doing whatever I feel like. Okay, so next I needed, probably something fatty. So, like oil or butter. I have this stuff for toast. And I don't know how much I'm going to put on it. I'm just gonna guess. Just like scoop a big bunch in there. Ah, that looks like enough. Yeah, sure, whatever. There it goes in. Good enough? Oh, maybe I want it extra buttery. You know, like extra butter on your toast makes you a little more. We can put a little bit more. Put a little bit more in. It doesn't matter. The numbers don't matter. Don't measure anything when you bake a cake. It's a waste of time. And finally, what else should I add? Well, it's a chocolate cake. I think I should add some chocolate chips, right? This is, I bought these to eat, like normal chips instead of chocolate chips. But I'm going to put them in here. They're kind of solid, so I can't just put them in there. So I'm going to melt them in a bowl or a microwave. Then I'm going to put it in there. Okay, those are microwaving. I've begun to mix the butter in, and it looks kind of weird, like cheese before you separate it. Don't remember this happening, but that's okay. Let's just keep going. Okay, now I have the melted chocolate chips, I think. Okay, those just go in there, do whatever they want. I'm just gonna mix. They're not that melted, but that's okay. It's fine, it's whatever. Now for the main ingredient, the bag of something. That goes in there somehow. You don't need to sift it or anything, that's just made up. Don't do that. Doesn't make any effect. You know, you're not adding an ingredient, so it's not really gonna change anything. Okay, I've poured a lot of the chocolate in, and I've started mixing it. I hope you can see that. I have no idea. I can't check the camera. So I've been mixing it. I melted most of the chocolate. Some of them didn't get melted, so they're kind of chunky. But that's fine, I guess. Don't know what's going to happen. But it's good. So I've been beating it non-stop until I got bored, and then I wandered off. So I'm going to put this into a pan, and then I'm going to bake it. But first, I have to find a pan. Okay, this is the only pan I have. See, it's a pan, definitely a pan. Okay, we need to make sure the thing doesn't stick to it. Okay, so I put aluminum foil there, so I don't have to clean the pan. I can just peel the aluminum foil off the cake, and to make sure the aluminum foil doesn't stick to the cake, I'm gonna butter the cake, the pan. Yeah, sure, whatever. Now, if you use any tool for this besides your hands, you're a fascist. Get in there and get the whole thing. Okay, like you're applying lotion, but it's for the cake. And it's edible lotion, you know. I guess all lotion is actually already edible. Now I'm going to pour the cake mix in here. And let's see what happens next. Now you can leave some in the bowl. You don't have to put it all in the cake. Because whatever you leave in the bowl, you get to eat. Okay, I finished pouring it, and now here's my secret topping. You want to garnish your cake, but you also might need a spoon later to eat the cake with. So here's a secret. You can take a spoon and just put it into the cake like that. Sometimes I like to put a knife so I can cut the cake, but I don't have a knife. I only have a spoon. So I'm going to cut the cake. When I go eat the cake, I'm going to be like, oh, I need a spoon. I'm going to flip the cake over. Spoon's going to be there in the cake. I'm going to then use that spoon, this spoon, to cut the cake and eat the cake. And then, that's the end of the story. So, I'm going to put this thing in the oven. I'm not going to check it. I'm going to check it obsessively. And I'm going to poke it with a chopstick over and over until it comes out dry. Then I'm going to eat it. Not going to set a timer. Don't need any concept of time for this. Okay, so I didn't check it at all. Completely forgot. I went and watched Minecraft Let's Plays, and I looked for a tripod on eBay, and I took a nap. And I thought, okay, I put it in at 3:50 a.m. So maybe it'll be done between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. But that's not the time. That's a number, but that's the temperature. So I have no idea how long the cake has been in for. This is what it looks like. The thing goes in dry. Good enough for me. So I'm going to let it cool down, and then I'm going to eat a lot of it.